Let's go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our bi-weekly webinar. Today, we have the pleasure of our very own CTO doing a presentation on how safety professionals can become the most valuable person in the room. Alexey Pavlenko will be taking today's presentation. So, before we get started, I just want to say Alexei has been with the company for quite some time. Today is one of his first webinars with us, so please write down any questions that you might have as you think of them throughout the presentation, because at the end, as you know, we're going to have about 5 to 10 minutes of questions, and then he'll be presenting for about 20 minutes. So we'll keep it short and sharp, but I'll hand over to Alexei now to introduce himself.
Amazing. Thank you, Jess. Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Alexey Pavlenko. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Soter. We've been with the company for almost 10 years now, and I'm actually a big AI advocate. I'm striving to see more and more AI adoption across the globe. I want everyone to have this like such an amazing tool at their disposal as much as possible. And yeah, today I want to speak more about the what we actually built so far and show you some nice demos. So yeah, initially we built this AI for safety professionals. And I would say so on the website. But when we looked at the platform data last week, the numbers actually told us quite a different story that you safety professionals are already using this for things we never designed it for, actually. And the results surprised us. And yeah, today we'll show you what interesting things we can use our platform for. Um, some numbers before we start. Back in January 2025, our platform was generating about, I think, 10,000 messages a month. And now we are hitting 500,000 a month of the messages exchanged on our platform, which is quite exciting. It's just showing that people are not trying the tool. They're quite using it daily for the real work. And this is how our platform evolved. Like a year ago, we had 10 workflow types, all safety. As I said, like 10,000 messages a month. And where we are now is 500,000 messages a month and counting. We have various different use cases that you can use the platform around, and I would already call it more like a general purpose AI for your work. That the amount of the use cases you can use on our platform is like really, really, really extensive. A lot of documents getting processed as we speak, and people are using it from their KPI automation, contract reviews, like generating the documents in different languages even, which was surprising me, like yeah, extracting their policies and so on and so on. Yeah, and what does this really look like in practice? A couple of this, I think I would like to split it into the 6 categories of what people are actually doing on the platform. Um, they review policies against the real regulations and get citations. They capture any kind of structured data from inspections, incidents, hours worked, claims. They turn this data into the executive reports and KPI dashboards, for example. They process large document sets. They extract information that matters for them. They also research regulations across jurisdictions with the deep research and capabilities of our platform. And I think the key one here is you can also build the tools for your colleagues outside safety, for example, for your HR, legal operations, procurement. And you already know what they need, and now you actually can build this for them. Um, and this is what makes the platform different. You describe your process almost in natural words, your checklist, your risk metrics, your report template. Then our AI takes it and turns it into a repeatable workflow. Where like you used to need like an IT ticket for your team to get some new feature into. Like now with our platform, you can really do it yourself. One person builds it and everyone in the team runs it. Uh, and the process is getting very repeatable. Effectively, same inputs and same outputs, and the same standards are every single time. And then you extend it when effectively these workflows that you create can be used by multiple of your colleagues. And you will become the person who brings the AI tools to the organization, which is quite exciting for me. And I think I did it quite quickly, the introduction. And I think the most exciting part of the webinar was the demo itself. So let's jump into the live demo. And I prepared two demos that I wanted to show in live. And I actually tried them like a bit of time ago, but let's see how it goes with today's platform. Something might go a bit off, so I'm apologizing for if there will be like any delays or any hiccups in my demo. But I'm more than sure that the platform is more than capable to handle every task that I will throw into that. So like I created a new workspace in Soter AI. And let's start with some preparations. So we basically emulate a safety, like a day of the safety professional. And what has happened is that I will just show it here. Just give me a second. I will just drop the image in the chat just to show you what has happened and for me to present it to you all. Yeah, you got an email from your HR that 3 new warehouse associates starting on Monday, and it happened on Friday evening. So basically, we need now to get ready and prepare the induction packs for them. And let's see how we can actually leverage the Soter AI to do that. This is like outside of really like EHS type of work. Like this is more like an HR work, I think now. But let's see how Soter AI can actually figure it out, right? So it's basically already started to work on that. We can just say stop it. But let's go to data sources. And what we will start with is we will get data sources ready with our corporate documentation. So I already have 4 documents that are our PP requirements, our emergency action plan, the new hire training schedule, and general site safety rules. That's basically general documentation that we will, like that the company probably would have for their staff and employees. We see that it's already uploaded and processed, and we can just see what the document looks like, right? So we have the quite standard policies with the quite standard language in them. Then what we will do now is we will go to the workflows section, and we will create a custom workflow for that. Here we go. So the platform is effectively inviting us into the designing our own workflow. And what it is in our platform, I think I will say this into a bit into the details. So as you might know, you can go to the general chat section, and general chat section gives you the all the powers of our AI unrestricted, and I would say not guardrailed into some sort of process. What the custom workflow allows you to do is allows you to put some sort of designed process type of work into and put it into the repeatable actions or that can be executed in our platform. So as you can see, it explains you a lot, like what are your actions should be doing and presents you with a form on the right-hand side. But what I love the most out of our platform is that I don't really need even to look at most of this interface. I can just start typing to the Soter AI. So as we know, like the HR sent us an email saying that we need to prepare the induction packs, and I kind of want the workflow to do it all for me, given the fact that AI already has all my documentation that it can extract all the necessary information from. Right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some typing, but I already prepared my message that I'm gonna send to the AI, but I will guide through. So yeah, I want to have a new hire induction pack generator, right? Giving the new hire's name, role, and start date. Use the documents in my data sources to generate a complete safety induction pack. Pull PPE requirements from PPE requirements document in my data sources for specific role. Include emergency exits, assembly points, and contacts from the emergency action plan in my data sources. Include any relevant site audits. Site safety rules from general sites and safety rules document in my data sources. Generate the first week training schedule and adjusted for the role, and add a sign-off section at the end of the employee and supervisor to sign. So effectively, what I expect my workflow to do at the end of the day when I will run it is to get me a final document that I can work through within a new hire and check, like to put the check mark in the box. right? So let's do that and let's see what the AI would actually do. So the task of our custom workflows is to understand your work that needs to be done. And I could even do that with the microphone button, and I could just like read it through, and AI would get my language and understand that and effectively do this instead of the typing. But I decided to just paste the message. And we will see in a second that all these fields that were required to be filled for the custom workflow to run will be populated by the AI itself. So let's give it another second. And uh, here we go. We got our title for our new workflow picked up from my message. It generated the description and generated automatically the instructions of what needs to be performed for this workflow in order to be sufficient. And it's actually also, I think, here provided that like the structure of the document that I would like to see, right? At any point, I would be able to adjust that at my liking. If I would not like the output of the workflow at the end of the day, I would be able to come back to the custom workflow sections and edit the data inside these instructions. But like, let's see what it goes like out of the box. So I'm pressing the create record. This button effectively created a custom workflow. So if I go now to the workflows, I will see my custom workflow with the new Hire Induction Pack, and I see even the nice description back there. So I press use it now, and now what we do is effectively we go back to our warehouse induction email that has been sent by our HR, and we had a James Rodriguez forklift certified starting Monday, April 12th, right? So, well, let's go a bit unplanned, right? Let's just get this image and let's just go to our chat here and let's basically say that we have a work hire James Rodriguez, starting forklift operator, local distribution center, etc. And let's see what the AI will do for us now, right? So what we effectively done is we automated a lot of the manual work that before we would go into, we might already have the template, right? So we might already have something that we prepared for ourselves, like a document. But what we've done now is we let the AI figure it out dynamically at the request. So our templates are not so flexible usually to pick up like every single different role. Or for example, if we try to make a flexible templates, they become huge and really like hard to maintain. Here we effectively made a AI go to our documentation that we previously uploaded here into the data sources, understand our task that we effectively described in our workflow, and with our input per every single workflow run, we let AI to go through all the repeatable processes and come up actually with the plan. So this plan has been generated dynamically by the AI to go through every single document and effectively create our induction pack. And as we see, performed all the necessary research, and now another agent will actually go and create a document. And by the way, this is like, I would even call quite a basic example of the usage of our platform, because for the complete record keeping, we could go even further. But let's see what the AI will come up with. It will take some time for AI to generate a document, because I think it's like one of the quite most extensive processes in our platform at the moment, which are running now. So it takes maybe a minute or two to generate a document of the size that we requested. But at the end of the day, we will get almost ready to use document with our headers, footers, fields where the employee can fill out their data, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And let's see. what it will give us. But so far, I think I already spent on that maybe like 10 minutes. And like you can imagine how much time you would spend on it if you do it the whole process manually. So I think that's one of the part of why it's so cool to use the products like that. And how I really see that is it's not doing all the work for you, right? So oh, you are the people with all the knowledge. This is the very like this is an amazing and I don't want to use this word, but this is an amazing co-pilot for you, right? Because this is actually can be by your side and helping you to perform your work much more efficiently. And yeah, on another note is effectively is tasks like this. This is completely I wouldn't say this is like exactly EHS related task, but at the same time, a lot of the people would benefit from performing the very manual before task in a very automated way. One of the example, here we go. Here we go. We're already getting some documents ready in our chat. So let's see what the AI came up with. This is the one. This is the chat. It should appear in front of us in the next couple of seconds, I would assume. One example is we've been trialing with one of the European legal companies where they actually used our platform completely for all their legal workflows. And the feedback that we received is that on the market we were unmatched with the so basically completely platforms designed for completely legal workflows were much worse performing in their tasks than our platform. And one of the things which actually helped us to achieve such a good feedback is our orchestration platform, the way how our AI works under the hood, the way how it's referencing the data, that it's trying to always look for all up-to-date information, is actually allows it to excel in different variety of tasks, not only the EHS or insurance type of tasks. So what we received here after running our custom workflow is we received the full document that effectively designed for us to go through that designed to be presented to the employee for their like induction. So, and this one is designed exactly already. We have all the employee details, we have their role. We can see that we have the operation hours. All the information has been pulled from multiple sources into one final document. It picked up all the phone numbers and stuff, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This actually has been in the documents there. It has the requirements session, role-specific PPE, for example, full protection harness, interesting. Hard hats, it has the emergency procedures with all the emergency exits from another documents and so on and so on and so on. And as I remember, we should have also have the sign-off section. Yep, here we go. And basically, what we have got now is like this is great, right? But right now we're just generating a packs of induction documents and like no tracking really. And like let's say the HR will ask us the next week, like, did James complete his orientation, or did Aisha get her like PPE and etc. And let's just make it even better, right? Like this is what really excites me. So how I would do it now is I would go again to the workflows. Actually, can I do it from here? Nah, let's go to the workflows. And in our workflows, we have a workflow called create a record type. So the idea is that we'll create a record type where we will keep all the record keeping of all these activities. So in this case, I press the button, I'm getting the same AI over and over. So I'm getting very used to how to work with that. So, and now let's even try something more interesting. So press this button and I will say, allow for visiting this website. So new hire induction training, fields, employee name, role, site location, start date, supervisor assigned, induction pack generated, yes or no, PPE issued, yes or no, Emergency plan reviewed, yes or no? Safety rules acknowledged, yes or no? First week training completed, yes or no? Employee sign-off date, supervisor sign-off date, status, pending in progress completed. And that's it. And even with all the potentially, I think this is not training, but this is actually tracking. But I remember I said training. And without the proper commas or periods and etc., let's figure it out. Let's actually show all the power of the AI figuring this all out in lifetime, right? Here we go. We got the full form. Yep, it looks good. Let's do it. Looks good. Please proceed. Here we go. And now we will create a full record type, which is effectively in our platform, it's some sort of a, let's call it a database, right? So we'll have our custom table where with the power, like which will be even, what is even more cooler is it will be fully extended by all the power of the AI out of the box. Here we go. So we got the new induction training. I need to refresh the page because now I will have this new hire training here in my custom records. And basically, if I go here now, and I press the new record, again, the same AI that guides me through all the processes. And interestingly, though, what I think, and I haven't tested it, I can just put the whole email that I got from my HR, from my screen, taken from my phone, and send it to the AI and let the AI figure it out, what I need to do, and pick up all the necessary information. And I mean, it might not work the way I expect it to work, but trust me, the small addition here and there, maybe like changing some field there or adjusting the process or like creating a new custom workflow around the process will actually make it work flawlessly. But what I see now is it's actually picked up James Rodriguez from the forum. Here we go. Yep, record 103, James Rodriguez, start date, status pending. And what I can do now is fields need your input. I can actually assign like a supervisor, I can type it there, or I can say that, where was our induction training? Because I think this is exactly where I had all this information, right? Here we go. If I export this document to PDF, and I go back to my new hire, all right? And I will just put the same document back. I would assume that my AI will actually pick up all the necessary details that it even asks me to populate manually. So let's see. And I'm actually running out of time, but I think I will actually show quickly the demo B. But yeah, what we see is that it picked up the supervisor, it has the statuses, and if I create a record from here we go, site locations required. Wow, that's actually a bit interesting, but let's set site, let's outline PC, let's go to site, yep. Now we go back. Now we'll present with our form. Now we need to pick up our site location, and now we need to create a record. Perfect. So as I said, now we have a fully recordable database with our new hires. We can actually, for our ease, add some columns that we want to show in this table. We'll be able to see which employee name, which role. We can even like say his status, for example. Is it pending? Is it recall? Yeah. So, and at the same time, once we, for example, onboard the person or make sure that the first week training completed, we can mark it as, I think, uh, something is off with these fields, but I think it's because I asked it would be yes, no. Well, it can be check mark. But if I change that, then yeah, for example, induction pack generated no. And I can all like now this information becomes very trackable source. And actually our AI is able to read all this information then and make me a report with a request from the HR. Like if all the people are getting onboarded. So I can just go and say to the AI something like check onboarding status of new hires in records. And the AI has all the power to reference my newly created information and answer my question. Here we go. And I think my second demo, by the way, was also using the record types, and it was more about the showing training requirements. So I think you might have some questions if you have any questions. Jess?
Yes. Thank you, Alexey. We did get a question that came through earlier in the presentation. I'll read it out for you and I'll let you answer. But I read somewhere that uploading screenshots consume more tokens or credits than simple text files. Although users do not have to keep track of tokens and their cost, would the model process it more effectively and give one better output by uploading the text from the email you uploaded to begin the workflow instead of uploading that screenshot or picture that you did?
That's actually a good question, right? I think, like a simple example, when I'm trying to copy the text from the email, I can do it two ways, right? I can just like copy the text of the email itself, and I will miss a lot of the information. Like I will miss the information who sent me this, when they send me the email, and maybe there was something interesting in their signature that will give AI more context. So. I think it's like 50-50. Sometimes you won't specifically get some part of the text and copy and paste it into the AI, but there is nothing wrong in making a screenshot of the email and sending it to the AI, giving the fact that you're making the screenshot from your computer. Sometimes it might be the problem when you try to make a photo of your screen and there is some glare that can hide some part of the text. But in general, like sending a screenshot is actually not like nothing wrong with that. Our AI will understand what is the text in the image and actually will process quite like quickly. And like as for me, for the person, like for the human, I really want to use whatever the easiest way of getting the information into the AI rather than like thinking of like, do I need to send a text because of saving tokens? It actually doesn't really matter.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Not yet, but please, if you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat. I actually have a few questions of my own, if you want me to give you them.
Sure,
So,
sure.
could you explain the difference between custom workflows and records?
Difference between custom workflows and records. So records is the ways how we actually, I forgot I have more slides, by the way. I already jumped into the questions. One more thing actually about our platform that I completely forgot to mention, and I got to use into the demo. So we are getting to replace this beautiful canvas that I think I will show right here. So this part of the platform is soon to be, maybe like in a month or two, will be replaced with the complete Word document processor. So what we are wanting to bring with that is we want to bring ability for you to almost even start your workflows from your documents. So you might already have all your documentation in your Word format. Our AI will be able to fully keep the structure of your document, understand it, like work with all these things like track changes, comments in your document, and etc., and allow you to bring the document in and take the document out in the same format that you had it like inside. So we will not corrupt the document, we will not change the styling, and etc., etc., etc. AI will be able to work with what you have already within your like headers and footers, all your corporate branding, and etc., which is like actually quite exciting. And Another thing is, yeah, about the workflows and the records is I would say that custom workflows and workflows itself is more like a structured AI process. Like you can use the built-in workflows, you can design your own one, but it's about the structurizing your process, and the record is about like structuring the data capture. So you want to have some repeatable way of having a structured data that can again be then referenced by the AI over and over to create some sort of like data flywheel. This is like where the workflows and records is sitting. At the same time, I see here we have data sources. This is your like documentation and policies that AI can reference, and the workspaces is the way how you isolate the data between each other. And we have integrations, by the way, which I didn't even cover. But I think half an hour webinar, like I thought it's a lot of time, but it looks like it's very little of the time.
It gets away from you.
And I think I
Well,
have another slide about that. Yeah. Any questions? We got some questions.
no more questions have come through so far. Um, I guess maybe one more from me. I did notice in the building a custom workflow that there's an inputs section. So could you
Yes.
explain what inputs are and how you can guide the AI with that
Yes.
section?
Yeah, so effectively, you can already use some. I think if I go right here, where was that? No, that was the wrong one. I think, yep, here we go. So you speak about particular this section.
Yes.
Effectively, here you can put a file that already might have your template around that you want to populate, for example. And the out or you want to reference specific files that you want to be all like that you want more or less like guarantee will be referenced, because what I used in my use case, I used some language around like to steer the AI to go to the data sources and reference specific documents from data sources. Let's say someone deletes a document. If you put this document into the input, these documents will always live together with your custom workflow, and it will like protect it from the case of someone like changing the document in the data sources. And at the same time, the output is it's actually like allowing to steer the AI towards like what sort of the output is expected from this workflow. And yeah, I would say this is an easy way how to explain that.
Thank you. That's perfect. Well, we
So no
haven't got any other
questions.
questions. No, looks like you covered everything really well. Oh, actually, we've just got one more that's come through. This one user said, I would like to use a CSV template and have outside Excel files converted. Will that work?
More than sure, yes. I would like to understand the use case. Like, I would like to understand the like what are the use case in general. But I mean, our platform can do even like conversion of the different formats into the different formats. CSV, like it can read CSV and Excel files like natively. There is no problem with that. And pretty much, if you design the workflow around that, it should be all fine.
Yes. And I think to answer that question as well from my side with an example is we've had some of our partners, our users actually add in PDF documents that they want all converted into a CSV. So yeah, as long as you prompt it in the right way, you say you've got documents A, B, and C that you want to be populated into document D template, then yes, our AI is very capable. All right, no more questions. We have gone a few minutes over, so I appreciate everyone staying on for a bit longer. Uh, thank you, everyone, for your time. Really appreciated you joining. We had another record number of attendees to this webinar. Thank you, Alexey, as well. Great work. Is there anything you wanted to add?
Uh, I mean, as I said before, I really hope you guys will try it on your own. Like, don't limit yourself to a safety or our insurance use cases. You can really pretty much do whatever you want on the platform. I think was there any? I think there is one more question, right? How accurate is the PDF to CSV conversion? I would actually like to quickly address that. You can like our AI engine can understand various amount of documents. If it can extract the text completely, it can really easily convert the input of the like text data into the PDF into the CSV. If we speak about the accuracy about this conversion, this is more about the if the PDF is the scanned document where there was like a cup of tea spilled on a document, so there is half of the text is unreadable. Obviously, the accuracy will be low. But if you can clearly see the text, I would say that pretty much the accuracy should be very high, like almost like 100%, I would say. How large is the context window for general chat? The general chat context window, like honestly, it doesn't really matter, right? The way how our platform works is that we have a multiple layer of dynamic memories, which allows us not to keep like growing the context window, even though like we have capabilities of using up to 1 million tokens into the context window. But the thing is that there is a lot of problems that can actually happen to the fact if you like just keep adding and adding information. There is a thing called context poisoning, where all your information that you add up into the context become like changes the weight of initial information. So you might have your instructions at the start, but then going over and over and over, your information that should be guarding the way how you should work is becoming less relevant for the AI, and it starts hallucinating and so on. So we use a number of practices how to reduce that and keep the behavior of the platform very consistent. And this is because we use orchestration with the sub-agents. So we have a main person who we call the orchestrator, who actually runs all the small AI agents to perform like various tasks and only reads the output of these tasks. So for this sense, we actually can handle a lot of the data at once. Like we can handle like documents with thousands and thousands of rows, and this all will be performed in parallel by multiple agents, and then the main guy will get the output of the information and continue working on that. So I would say that even though the context window is big, the big context window doesn't really tell you that your AI platform will actually perform well.
Awesome. Thank you. I
Also,
do
there
get
is
that
no
question
model
a
with
lot
a
as
good
well.
yeah. Yeah, also
Sorry.
there is no good model with the efficient working way with the big context window slider. So yeah, this is why I said it's irrelevant at the start.
Mhm.
But thank you for the question. That was a technical one.
And he's the right person to ask that question. So very good. Thank you. All right. Well, I think that's all we have time for. I know we've gone way over, so I appreciate everyone staying on. Thank you, Alexi, again. Everyone, I hope you have a great afternoon and yeah, see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Bye bye.